Hello, everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant. We are obviously at the River Dome, and you are a proud River Rat alum right now because your Rats have a chance to do something tonight that is not often done in the SEC Red basketball.
Well, back-to-back SEC Red champs, but they can put a cherry on top by finishing off an undefeated season in the SEC Red tonight. They're 13-0 coming in, are the River Rats, but they're facing a Saline team that's coming off their third win in the SEC Red, and they may even play these guys once again in the districts coming up. So let's see what the River Rats have in store, but I also have a tear in my eye. I mean, we're all crying a little bit inside because this is the last time that we get a chance to see Makari Moore in the River Dome.
Hornets have a chance to play spoiler, but with Makari Moore, chance to solidify legacy here tonight. CTN Sports Game of the Week tip-off coming up right after this. And as advertised, everybody, we've got Saline Hornets taking on the Huron River Rats from the River Dome. Folks, if you've never been here, man, well, it's too late now, but get out here next year any chance you get. This is just an amazing environment. Truly one of the unique gems in Southeast Michigan, Kevin.
It really is, especially the way the sound comes down off of the dome. I mean, the ball sounds thunderous. And then when you get a crowd like this on a Tuesday night, I know it's senior night. Last time they're going to see this bunch of guys out here, and there's one senior getting it going.
And an early bucket there underneath Jaden Kiefer, cleaning glass underneath, offensive rebound put back there.
And then the atmosphere with the cheerleaders. You already heard them thumping on the ground. You can see them back there in the background. They bring ruckus, especially if Saline gets on the foul line.
And there's a nice backdoor cut and bucket by Brady Costigan for the Hornets. Now this is second meeting as we discussed, right, Kevin?
Yes, and the first one, let's just say it wasn't a stellar performance by the Hornets. They were the ones getting stung. They didn't score as many points as they lost by. So, I mean, that's a goal right now that is really on Coach Merrick's mind. Let's finish off something strong. And as I said in our open, these two teams could potentially face each other in about 8 days from now.
So it'll be interesting to see how they feel out for each other, see what Huron does here with their seniors, and what kind of defense they come out in to try to stifle this Hornets offense.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see Yassine Issa out there. I know he's hard to spot. Folks, he has that huge brace on his knee. And this is the first time we've been able to see him for the full season.
And another take there by Brady Costigan. 4-2 now for Saline, up by a bucket. Long three-point attempt there, no go off the front rim. Dom no go there, and we'll see what Saline comes up on their next offensive possession now.
Well, since we last were broadcasting the River Rats, Makari Moore is now solidified himself as a #1 overall scorer. I just think we're now waiting for Dom to hit 1,000 points in his career as well, too. Unless he, maybe did that in the last game against Monroe. But I think it's tonight where they may stop the game. Here we go.
There's Yassine Issa one more time. Send up alley-oop dunk to Makari Moore. Can't ask for anything more than that on a senior night.
Can we take a look at this? Issa timed it so well. You see him take a quick glance back, and he saw Makari streaking off of the steal, And check out the dime. The dime is right where it needs to be because it was thrown to the box, and Moore didn't have any problem, of course, going off of both the bunny hop and then two-handed throwdown. That, my friends, is how you become a key player of the game.
Perfect pass from Issa. 4-4 now. That one flipped away down low. Kiefer comes up with it, sends it up just a little past Makari Moore and our camera down there, Mike D.
And you can check it out from this angle here. Watch Makari. He knows what he wants to do on this one. Gets the timing of the steps down and hangs around for a minute, folks.
The definition of mid-season form right there.
Oh, and he still does it so smooth. Everything that Uncle Mac does is done not in a hurry, folks. He does it on time.
Moore almost slapped that one away. Hornets get a 3-on-1. No go underneath.
Moore's playing like he's not going to be on the court too long.
He's definitely giving it he's always giving it 110%, but he's going all out right now defensively and offensively. You've seen him in the mix every single time down the court, both sides of the ball.
And watch this. He's coming in. He's tipping the ball away. I got it. No, you don't. I mean, this is how he does.
3 ball for the Hornets off of that one.
And
Riverettes find themselves down by 3 right now.
Yeah, and they couldn't have asked for a better start in Issa.
And Yassine Issa hits a long-range three-pointer. Issa doing a little bit of everything right now for the Rats.
Now, and we were talking before, Nick, I don't believe he'll be out there too long, so that was precious to see him knock that forward shot in. And this is a little giving back, right? Moore goes over to Issa on the shot.
Yeah, a little bit for me, a little bit for you. Give and take both ways for them.
And that was just great to see a senior, still hang around for all the practices, still get on all the bus rides, and just supporting his teammates. Comes out, and in his senior season, last time that he's playing on the court, Nick, last time he's going to put on that River Rat jersey, knocking down a tray, and filling up the stat sheet with a beautiful assist before that.
That last 3 by Yassine Issa ties it up 7-7. Steele out front now. Rats on the run. That one tried to go up to Caleb Brown, but couldn't come down with it, and the Hornets up in transition.
I think Morning just put a little bit too much air on that. Now, here you go. Caleb, I think he really needed to throw that one down on senior night, man.
I think Brown wanted to a little bit. He was just out a little too far. He was taking those extra long strides in, and on that second one realized I'm still pretty far away and had to lane this one in.
Yeah, all right, now well, check out this. You see coming in, Morning been an all-around guard this year. Yeah, that first step was like a giant leap step, right? I think he knew that he was too far to take that crab dribble step. The gather step. He couldn't have done that, so he made sure he made the 2 points.
Still a sweet layup, though. No problems on that one.
And then that transition. That's what we've been seeing a lot out of the season from Huron. And you can see, when we get the Rats on here, they do the darn thing.
Just this entire winter season has been some great hoops for the boys and the girls.
And the first game of the season was Huron girls' first win. We were so fortunate to be here for that, and a key player of the game.
Yeah, six good ones this winter slate here for us. We were really lucky to see some really nice hoops.
And as you were saying before, we were talking about the SEC Red Conference. It's the first time that I believe in my, history that Huron can go undefeated in the conference, but it has been a lopsided conference. Saline itself would have been the team that Huron would have really been going up against had they not lost Sanderson, the guard that was going up against Moore last year, who transferred out of the state, and they took a big with them, a 7-footer that we didn't even get a chance to see last year.
Yeah, nonetheless, running the table is not an easy thing to do. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how lopsided things are.
Being consistent and playing the defense that Huron does like that, they keep themselves in games even when, they're playing against a crosstown rival like Pioneer, where they're fighting down to the final seconds of the game. That was a great game.
Hornets now find themselves down 2 points with 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
Still a very good start for Saline, Nick.
Yeah, Saline can't be mad with what they're doing. Not super stoked about dribbling one off your foot like that.
No.
But what they have accomplished so far is found some open guys all around the court. They found some open guys coming along the baseline, got an open three-point look, and they've maximized these opportunities. So now it's on the Rats to make sure that these things don't continue to happen as this game progresses.
Yeah, and Huron's really been focusing on the transition in this right here. 3 pieces.
And there's Mourning off base on that shot. Mourning, we see a lot of him, typically a little bit more of a down low player besides being, even though he is a bit of a smaller player, you're going to see him down on the block and down on the baseline a lot more often.
Wasn't he our
than
key
that.
player of the game last game?
I believe that's right.
Yeah, he was all over the place that game playing a lot of good defense. That one, Sydney needs to know where his man is at. Nate was watching the ball a little bit too much on that play, and it's always man and then ball. So you got to watch that in the basket. He didn't protect any of that here. You saw him with the backdoor cut there by Saline. That was nice.
Perfectly executed, just like that play. Perfectly executed by the Rats. Passing is at a premium tonight.
Yeah, and cutting as well, too. I mean, if you don't have your man in front of your eyes or at that peripheral vision, if you're a defender, you might lose him. And we just seen it on back-to-back plays. Watch Brown here coming right into your screen. And, man, he does have a soft touch as well, too.
Yeah, Mourning knows how to pass the ball. Mourning has just a great feel all around for the game as we see game in and game out with these guys.
Yeah, and Huron might not have that height, the size, but they definitely have ball control with a guard like Mourning. I mean, he's a guy that doesn't turn the ball over, and he plays that feisty defense that Coach Kasham loves to see out of his guards.
Saline now down 2. As Brady Costigan up top. He's one of the big heavy hitters here for the Hornets so far in this game.
Ryan King now in, number 10. I'm sorry, that's Kinley Poole.
And there's another chance. They're going to call that foul on the floor on Makari Moore. That's not going to go over well with the home faithful here early on.
No. And that was a lot of contact there. And watch, you can see it coming right into your play. Makari, he swipes at him, but there was way too much contact on the arm for that Saline player to keep his balance.
Costin again now finds his man down low. That's Noah Kronberg.
Now this is what we see with Sydney. Oh my goodness, don't like that call. Sydney was really doing a great job of shadowing his offensive player. Looked like he beat him to the baseline as well too, Nick.
Yeah, Sydney's not caring for it either. He's obviously got the who me kind of move. And I think they're going to call it right there.
There was more contact on that shot right there.
They're just going to say that he was leading too much with his hips probably. Nonetheless, River Rats come back up the floor, knock another one down, 4-point lead.
Yeah, Poole followed the play well, and that's what you do. You don't watch, even though it's Makari Moore, the all-time leading scorer in Huron basketball history.
And there's Mourning.
To the play.
Quality long passes up for the Rats. Mourning goes up for it.
Yeah, and here we go. Watch this. Poole comes up and just on his way down. I mean, that was a little hang time right there by the orange shoe guy.
Mourning with the very bright shoes one more time, but great play by him.
There were cones out there that you needed to run around. He's moving. But you're right on that pass from Moore. Left-handed pass up the court, and it was on the money. Not just a look at that. I'm sorry, that was Poole again. I mean, the way that he's coming in off the bench, a role player, I should say, not a bench player, because we've seen him on the court a lot this season, doing a great job with that pass.
Well, and that's something, I mean, we've seen so many of these Rats games where they get these leads and these role players, as you mentioned, get their opportunities out there.
And that's the byproduct, this turnover here, of not just on the ball defense, but in your head defense. Whoa! Must be senior night.
And Kinley pulled another finish there. And right now it kind of feels like the Hornets are not sure what to do with this River Rat offense.
Yeah, all kinds of hands in the cookie jar on this one. But check out this. Poole comes in off of the deflection. And look, he leaps on one side, and again, that hang time and length.
Well, and to go baseline against 3 dudes.
Didn't care.
And then still did that back up and under maneuver. Great play.
And he's listed as a guard, but he had no trouble in the land of the Giants on that shot.
Katuna hits the first of 2 here. 27 seconds to play here in this first quarter. Rats offensively, I mean, they've been making something out of all of these transition hoops. Haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of their just half-court offense, but their defense seems really kind of scrambly right now too.
Yeah, and they haven't had to, really. They had that one three-pointer by Issa. Everything else has been inside the paint.
Mac Moore now going to take it nice and easy with only 18 seconds to go here up in this first quarter. Don't know if they're going to try to ISO, but I know every single Saline player is going to be keyed in on Makari
Let's see
Moore.
how deep this one's going to get shot.
Real deep. The answer is real deep. Front iron. Poole almost comes down with that one with 2 seconds left.
Man, I wonder how that ball is not Huron's. It looked like the Huron player came in last. Got to poke up on it, but it did definitely look like it went off one of the Saline players last. Let's check out this. Oh, we didn't see it here.
Nearly the three-quarter court shot there by Saline goes in, but that'll do it.
The backboard on that
it
one,
went
man.
hard,
I mean,
went real hard. That'll do it for first quarter play on CTN Sports Game of the Week. As of right now, the Rats with a 7-point lead, but plenty of game left to play on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
Looking down, glorious wide shot of the Riverdome. Second quarter action getting ready to get going here from Huron High School, where the River Rats are taking on Saline Hornets. Kevin, tell me about that first quarter. Mac Moore, not a huge factor, but still an exclamation point on there.
Yeah, he had his fingertips all over that first quarter, but it was all seniors. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be on senior night. You had all types of seniors scoring from outside with Issa, and then you had Poole coming in off the bench and doing a great job. But this is where Huron has to shore up some stuff, is on those rebounds. Saline is beating them to the ball, and that's something that Coach Kasham really can't have in his players' mind going into districts next week.
Yeah, you've got to protect the board and not give up those offensive rebounds. And that's going to be something that, like you said, Coach Cashman's absolutely going to be drilling that into his guys. Don't let up. This is the one thing we got to work on here. Saline now on their half-court offense.
That's another thing. Huron's been doing a bad job of getting their hands. I'm surprised that wasn't a call on Brown.
Calder now sends that one into the middle of three guys. Nice play by Sidney, getting it up to Dom. Dom switches it.
That was a smart foul.
They're going to call that one on the floor, but a really nice job by Nate Sidney. Come up with that one, then send that up to Kurzawa.
Noah Kornberg, yeah, I mean, that was a great foul outside. It's not in the backcourt. Can't be a take foul if we were in the NBA. That's where you don't want us to have any type of momentum play by Huron.
Moore now playing a little bit of quarterback up high. Kurzawa now two players up in front of him.
Not a lot of movement out of this Huron offense right now.
No, I think they're trying to figure out this zone defense by Saline, trying to figure out where all their players are going.
Nice drop.
But again, a nice play underneath. Caleb Brown, he's a guy that never stops moving. You can count on him down below that bucket.
That's his third bucket in the paint, and two of them have been from the reverse side. But he definitely knows exactly on this home court where to put the ball at up in the box.
Saline player misfires that one. Broderick Calder off him.
Watch this pass, a little pocket pass, look away from Dom, and just going straight up, no hezzy, just going straight up by KB.
Mac Moore continues to point guard it up, sends it out to Kazawick.
Thought Moore was running away from that ball. Good reaction to come back and grab it.
Moore catches that in motion for the shot. Kiefer, offensive rebound, pulls it back out, probably sends it over to Dom now. Dom thought about going way deep.
For a minute, didn't he? This is what I'd like to see Huron do. Exploit the middle, and these three-pointers will open up.
Great passing all around, and then Brown finishes one more time. Caleb Brown having himself a night underneath the bucket.
Yeah, he's scooping up all of those crumbs that are inside. You know, especially like I was saying, if you can get the defense to soak down inside the paint, you're going to have some opening three-point shots.
Well, and it really feels like Brown is the thing that's getting things moving for the offense.
Little touch passes going on there, and love the way Sidney, even though he's only a sophomore, he's a junior now with his experience on the court. He is a heady player, dad on the sideline, one of two dads that actually played at Huron that are coaching their sons over here. We got Jeff Mourning, that was, he graduated in 95? He's an old fella. And then we got Ryan Sidney, who graduated in 2000, played on the last Pioneer State Championship team, but also his sophomore year, he played at Huron as well, too.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, man. Just like that whole spiel right there. Beautiful local knowledge right here. That's what you turn into YouTube here for, is the Kevin Bryant knowledge. You cannot buy knowledge like, you can't find that on the internet.
Checks
That's
in the
just straight
mail.
up in his head.
And
you can't find that on social media. You're not finding it on social media.
If you do, you better like it. You better give us a thumbs up, a follow, a subscribe, because if you're subscribing, you're never even having to look at a phone. You're getting a ding.
Yep, run it back on YouTube early and often, and then check out some behind the scenes on Instagram, and then watch that Huron defense. Classic defense.
This is the block party going on over here.
And of course, Jaden Kiefer knocks down the three, the cherry on top. And the route might be on 24-12 right now for the Rats.
Did you see what Makari did? Uncle Mac throws the dime, turns away a la Steph Curry, and he knew that shot was going bottom of the net.
Yeah, no chance that one's not going in. And Saline manages to do a nice job of maybe slowing the tide down a little bit, fighting against the momentum that the Rats have put on right now. Kazawick from way up front.
Dom's just going to keep shooting, though. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, he's in rhythm, too. These aren't contested shots by any means.
Yeah, they don't feel forced in any way. I haven't seen a forced shot from Huron yet.
That block party, that was the second of that possession. Moore had the first block on that one, and then just look at Moore. Moore's running up court. He's turning around as the ball is hitting court.
He knows that there's no chance his dude's missing that. He's seen Kiefer hit that for years, and like you said, just the momentum, every single aspect of that play was crisply put down by the Rats.
Yeah, and you know Dom is always best from the corner. I'm sorry, Kiefer is best from the corner. Dom shoots it up here on the arc or up to the top, and that's all that they're doing right now is just looking for open angles for these shots.
Offensive rebound, Brown. He's going to keep it going. Mac Moore for three. Hits it. Rat route is happening right now.
Yeah, the route's in, and you know what? If you keep playing like this, Mac, we won't see in the second half. Save some for the second half. The crowd wants some popcorn to chew on and watch it in the second half here. Look at it.
If we don't see him in the second half, YouTube viewers will be pleased to know we might have a little Mac Moore nugget for them at halftime.
Good tease there, Nick. Oh, watch this. Oh, my God. If he grabbed that one and down and put it down, I'm throwing the headset down and walking out of the building.
He might be transferring out of Lake Superior State to a bigger place after that.
Yeah, I think KB saw him a little bit as a floater, and Dom was like, man, I can get up, but, man, I need a rocket in my pocket if I'm getting that one.
Yeah, Kazawick's tall. He's not that tall.
Did pick up the foul on that attempt, though.
Dom from the line hits the first and doubles up the Hornets as of right now, 28-14. 3:24 to go.
And watch this pass here. This is up, and away. Down, like, what? Are you kidding me? And with the push from the back, he definitely wasn't going to get his, footing up under him. And I was hoping that, that shot was going to get him in his rhythm, but he misses the second one.
And now Saline's got to figure out what they're going to do with this aggressive Huron defense. And we have seen times where Huron's aggressiveness has been exploited by a patient team.
Yeah, but this is where that skip pass was a nice skip pass, and if you're Saline, you can't ill afford to miss those kind of shots.
More up top. Jake Gurnett now gets it down to Dom. Dom tries to go in. He doesn't need the alley-oop. He's just trying to dunk that all by himself. Gurnett on the defensive end on the other side, getting in there and making his presence known.
And that's a sophomore we'll see for a couple of years. But look at this. Mack with the quick hands, and then just Garnett getting in. I think Coach Casham got in the way on that one. I'm gonna call Mo out on that one. He should have been patient and allowed Jake go ahead and scrap that one up.
That high trap was nicely executed by Gurnett and Moore, though. They both knew where they were, and they both knew where they needed to be. Up now is Caden Mourning. Goes up to the hoop looking for his man out on the side. That's Yassine Issa back in the game, and another three-pointer for Yassine Issa.
Man, Huron does not need any more firepower, but they're finding it in this guy that's been injured, and that precipitates another timeout from Mark Merrick.
Some days you wake up and the stars are shining, and I feel like that's what Issa's feeling right now.
And they tell you not to jump the pass, but Mourning had three options on that one. He looked inside first, and then as he's hanging in the air, he glances over and says, Issa open over on the wing, and just gives him a perfect chest pass where he's in his wheelhouse and shooting it. I mean, that was basically a warm-up three-pointer.
Well, and so far tonight, we've seen fast break points, we've seen dunks, but a lot of the passes, to me, are the things that I'm going to take away from this game for the Reds.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, that did not hit any rim, folks. That's a guy this is his first game of the season, and he's out there playing in midseason form.
I mean, really, all of these guys are. The way they're seeing the court, the way they're hitting players in stride has been huge for this River Rat team. And obviously, it's opened up open three-pointers, alley-oop dunks, fancy schmancy stuff along the baseline. Everything that has worked right for the Rats so far has come from quality passing.
Yeah, and that defense. It all starts on the defensive end. We've seen steals, we've seen block parties going on, and it just takes a half a second for Huron to transition and turn up court. And you're right, they're two dribbles away from an inside bucket or an outside three.
Kronberg's set to inbound, 2:21 to go here in this first half. Mourning a lax defense on that. Now you got Dom playing right on the ball. Tight man defense. Mourning gets beaten, but man just gets knocked down by Krzawick.
I wonder who they're going to call that on, because it looked like, it came like on Mourning came across the head on the block attempt at first. But, when any Hornet is going to the rim, they're attracting some attention there from the River Reds.
But, I mean, if you're going to draw a foul, obviously I don't want to get knocked down by two dudes. But drawing the foul is huge. He had both of those guys. Well, he had Mourning beat, and then he had Krzawick off of his hips.
And that helped out,
yeah.
And as well as that timeout didn't work as far as a set play for Saline. They're at the line, and they're able to almost convert both baskets, but they get another offensive rebound.
Yeah, so for the Rats right now heading into the state tournament, defensive boards, not giving up the offensive boards. They've got to rebound
better
on the defensive
out.
end. Better blocking out, absolutely. That's going to be the big thing. And then free throws.
Yeah, free throws. I mean, they've been and we've been saying that all season long, really. That foul line could be potential slower downer for Huron if they don't concentrate better when they get to the foul line.
And once you get along in the tournament, there's more to Dom. Dom having a hard time finishing underneath the hoop, though. Up and under, Dipsy-do play for the Hornets, and that's a great way to keep things going and stay in your opponent's head.
Yeah, and the quick transition, we've been saying that about a Huron, but Saline, he can't move around on the floor like this.
And yet
he was scooting around like he was almost traveling.
Saline plays this one up into their half-court offense.
Looks like we're about to have a substitution for the Riverettes. It's going to make these starters or these players on the floor a little upset.
Is it a substitution or a line change? It looks like there's 3-4 dudes.
Yeah, that might be the second scoring line.
Kurzawick, long three-pointer. Front rim, Moore tries to go after that, but now the Hornets have got a chance to come up down 14.
He went out to the lobby on that one.
There are snacks over there. There's a solid box out by Jake Gurnett, and now 50 seconds left to go.
Better guard this guy.
Yassine Issa, heat check, right?
Yeah, I had to be. I mean, the first two didn't hit any rim. That one hit only rim. I swear we're playing with a running clock.
And now Makari Moore picks his pocket, sends it up to Issa. Issa tries to get it back to Moore. Moore from the corner.
You can tell this is not one of the more competitive games that Huron's been going after. They kind of know from the first time these two teams played that they're the better squad.
True enough, and they are up 14 points. Let's not discount what they're doing or what they've accomplished this far. 8 seconds to go here now in the half. But still, you want to assert yourself and let nobody know otherwise that you are the better team. There's Makari Moore, chucks one up, going into halftime. And like you said, kind of a razzle-dazzle situation.
Yeah, kind of sloppy doing that last
Yep.
3 minutes of that second quarter, though, for Huron. I mean, that timeout called by Coach Merrick on Saline, it did the business because it slowed the scoring down for Huron.
And what will not be sloppy is this little highlight reel that we've got set aside right now for Makari Moore coming up at halftime. After that, we'll be back with more CTN Sports Game of the Week. Enjoy, everybody.
Welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I got a key for the key player of the game, Mac Moore. That was an awesome game. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're dribbling and going through and finding not just scores for yourself with 12 points, but also finding players on your team?
Yeah, I think it's just like all about my teammates' success. Like I put them first before anything, so that's what I like to do.
Now you're only a sophomore, but you're the captain of the squad. What does that responsibility feel for you?
It's a big responsibility, but I've been preparing for it my whole life.
Really getting close to the triple-double. He's filling up the stat sheet.
It's a big responsibility, but I've been preparing for it my whole life.
Great job by Mac Moore to make things happen.
This hat.
Oh, Silkworth behind Sam Cook the corner, no go. Via hoping for a penalty.
Oh, those Malox moments.
It's a big responsibility, but I've been
Nice
preparing for it my
stop
whole
and
life.
pop there from Mac Moore.
And that play was
for my whole life.
designed, I think, after halftime. Mac Moore's a throwback player. He's like your old uncle out there playing with all the young kids, too, because he's been around for so long, picking up the pace for the Eagles, though. He's not passing.
Moore spinning around, up and under, finishes. Up and under Mac Moore. How many times have we seen him just go up at just the worst possible angles, but just make it work?
His touch on the rack is just sick.
The smoothest of smooth shots just continues to go into the paint with no fear.
That's just Mac Moore.
Solomon has really nice awareness.
What a shot by Moore. Uncle Mac. Good defense there by Lyle, but that's just Mac Moore.
That was rebounded by Brown. He got that up to Moore. Moore fearlessly into the lane and gets that one to drop buckets. Mac Moore, and this game's tied up.
Look at how smooth he does this through the lane, and it's still with another scoop shot.
Yeah, that's not ideal. And Chrysler gets a piece of that one, but Moore sticks with it and finishes to tie this one up. Hydrant it.
Oh, I like that. More of those, a little stronger. Guilty, this guy.
Makari now cutting through to get around that big screen to get back in front of Makari Moore. Moore runs into three, and that one goes. Whoa, 2 points and a chance.
Uncle Mac. Fouls, you go right into 2 shots. of that getting into a bonus, double bonus. So did Moore not do? Keep it in his left hand, like, you know. So that's just Mac Moore. Even Woods down.
5 seconds.
I mean, Moore right there, I think he slapped the backboard on that one too, because right now the Hornets are on the top of the division, like you say.
And Moore's just taking a beating underneath.
But look how he sets him up. He draws the defense, 11th thought to him, and just the easy drop for Kiefer.
And for his teammates to see him, Sanderson comes back. Moore answers, and Moore gets that one coming in off of that thrust.
Why not? Why
That's
not?
another and one.
There's a quick play by Mac.
Moore, look at that, almost like a Jordan-esque
my
pose.
goodness. That's just Mac Moore. That's just Mac Moore. Just extra effort by the Pioneers.
And there's Moore.
Able to make the call for you, and that was the play right there. And you can see that sweet pass and cut. Harrison takes that shot, and who comes up with it?
That's the guy.
And that's why he is who he is, a Division I player, folks, because it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're balling, as long as you're balling. Go hand to this, our key player of the game. I don't know where you're going to be able to sign your name at on this key, sir, but you hold on to that. You've done this before. Uncle Mac. Uncle Mac. Uncle Mac.
It's a big responsibility, but I've been preparing for it my whole life.
That's just Mac Moore.
Coming off that Mac Moore tribute video, really great stuff.
It was nice, and you know what? I finally had to help you out with a microphone.
That's first time.
I mean, first time for everything, right? I mean, I was trying to turn my mic on, and I'm listening to the boss in the truck, and he's like, Kevin, your mic's not on. I look over, wait a minute.
Nick's mic's not on. Yep.
And just like the beginning of the game, Issa steps up and hits down another three-pointer.
So the Rats in midseason form. Nick, maybe not so much this evening. Long three-point attempt. There's a hit for Saline. Noah Kronberg hits another one.
Yeah, and again for Huron, they played really lackluster basketball that last couple minutes. Surprised that Coach Cashin didn't call a timeout and really slow things down and bring those guys off. And maybe he burned some paint off the wall in the locker room because they're coming out a lot better. And that might be Dom's 1,000th point right there, folks.
So we will have a quick stoppage here for Kurzawick, scoring his 1,000th point here for the Huron River Rats.
Man, we didn't get the.
There's the replay of it.
Bam!
He sent that in and he knew it.
And that was Issa's shot before, but then the next one right after that, Dom came down the court and hit his 1,000th point in his career. We know this is his first year at Huron, but he did play downriver last year at Romulus Summit, and Romulus Summit was where he got a lot of his points. But that's really neat of them to honor him here at Huron by hitting that 1,000 point. Lake Superior State is where the man will be playing at next year. He'll get the ball back around, and this is his 1,000 point. And who else does it come from, right? Mac Moore on the assist.
Nice shot, contested shot, put it through, and he knew it immediately.
Yeah, Mac,
and Mac Moore knew it too.
Is that the first smile we've seen out of 4 years of Mac? I mean, he's usually calm, cool, and mean mugging people.
He's happy for his teammates, and that's what you love in a leader.
Yeah, he does have fun playing with these guys, and that's something that you know that will translate to the next level. You don't have to be the best player, but the best teammate.
And we'll see if the Rats can get out of that lackluster doldrum. That's a couple of three-pointers now for the Rats so far in this third quarter.
Yeah, offense is really clicking right now for Huron. I mean, they're coming down and still shots in rhythm. And Kiefer in the corner. How many times you said that the last couple years? Moore's racking up the assists as well.
But here is Moore out on the run. One man gets it over to Issa. Yassine Issa with another finish, another bucket.
Yeah, and again, Moore is not in the scoring mode tonight. He's finding everybody else. That's such cool out of Mac. I mean, I call him Uncle Mac because the way he plays, he's really being an uncle right here.
There tips it off to himself. One man to beat, draws contact, but Yassine Issa there as the trailer puts in another bucket.
Man, Issa might be a key player of the game, all this running up and down. Plus, he's lugging that 5-pound knee brace up and down the court.
Not easy. Nothing but air from that shot there from Saline. Kotuna. And now Mac Moore spins along the baseline, finds Kiefer in the corner. That's his spot usually. Kotuna blocks him. And we've got a foul on the floor going back the other way.
And you can see Mac, even when he's not in the play, still hustling all the way down the court. But you got to love the way that Issa is playing as well, too. Playing his heart out. Looks like he's catching a little wind because he hasn't been out here a lot. Breathing a little hard. But look, this thing needs to get. Eric Sandifer, I know you played without the three-pointer. I know you played only 3 seasons, but Mac is super special.
Well, and yeah, you've got going to have to do some serious updates to that flag. There's a great job by Brady Costigan. We saw him getting some points early in that first quarter. Gets contact and still finishes him.
Man, we might need to go back to that sign. They need to not just replace it, but they had like Velcro on there where they can pull names off and put them up and down.
Or maybe just like iron it a little bit. It was looking a little shabby up there.
Something. I mean, it didn't look as crisp as the Huron team plays.
Another pass over to Kurzawick. Huron keeping it up with the one more pass.
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we've seen the Hardy. We've seen Tabitha Poole was incredible when we had her on the mat. A.J. Matthew we've seen here, but they do need to iron that thing out. They kind of knew that this was going to get updated this season, right?
Couldn't hurt to get a steamer. You can get those steamers.
Well, it's a new athletic director. And so, he's so busy.
Doesn't know where the steamer is.
Yeah, he doesn't know where it's at. I mean, the last athletic director hid it from him.
That'll happen. That will happen.
First time for everything.
That's right. All right, Saline back after it. High trap by the Rats.
Wholesale changes on the floor now.
Yeah, Huron going with that smaller, quicker lineup that we'll see every once in a while.
And this is going to be the next leader right here. Sydney is what a lot of people call an alpha. He likes the ball in his hands.
Yeah, Sydney really gets things going. He's got a high basketball IQ. He seems to know where everybody is at all time. Has no problem going to the rim.
And he talks. I mean, he communicates well. He's always and you don't really see that a lot out of a sophomore playing varsity ball.
Foul on the floor.
Here's another reach in, and this is something that Huron has to get away from. Right now, they're doing a lot of that reaching in to get out on the fast breaks and trying to do some showboating a little bit on the other end, but slide your feet if you're Poole.
Well, and it seems like offensively they've tightened things up a little bit. Now it is about defense. Like you said, you got to shuffle the feet. You can't just let guys go by and try to slap that ball away. That lazy defense is not going to fly with anybody that is familiar with hoops coming off of Fuller Road.
Yeah, and playing there, good defense was Brandon Willis. We've seen him play. He's a junior, so we'll get a chance to see Brandon again next year. But this is better defense here. Moving your feet, staying in front, and not reaching your hand in the cookie jar.
And not falling for that up fake either. He stayed on his feet and stayed with his man. There's Sydney, goes to the hoop and then passes it off to Poole, and Poole finishes.
And what I'm going to say about Sydney is how, under control he was, going inside, but not being, overly cautious or overly anxious about trying to get the ball up. Plays the play how it played out.
No, just very smartly played, drew both of those players in, opened his guy up right underneath, easy drop in, exactly right.
How many timeouts does Saline have?
A lot. Enough so that we can get our DJ playing everything he's got going on down there tonight.
Scott Offerman over there, the PA announcer that does a great job, brought in his computer with the playlist. And I can't believe these kids still know this song. This is
the classics never die, sir. Classics never die. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that on our socials at some point coming up as well. See, the cheerleaders know it too. The cheerleaders know.
She's trying.
Love
She's trying. She's like, my mom used to do this.
3:36 to play here in this third quarter. Riverettes seemingly have this one in hand, 45-22.
Oh yeah, doubling up, but again, Huron, one of their things that might be is let's keep them under the 34 points that they scored the last time when we were at their place.
Right, and that's what you got to do. You got to make these goals for yourself.
Game
by game, quarter by quarter. Exactly right. 3-point in rhythm there, but rebounded by Garnett. Jake Garnett there sends that one up to Sydney. And he tried to find Morning cutting through the hoop.
Yeah, Willis needs to slow down on that pass because then, just as we talked about Sydney being patient on the last time, that was not it there that time. Oh, what a
hard off the backboard, off transition, tries to get it to Sydney.
If you bump into Sydney, you're going to feel something. You're going to leave. He leaves bruises on people, man.
That's
He's
a solid
big kid.
That's a solid kid. There's that last chance trying to get it down low. That one-handed pass wasn't flying.
Good heads-up play there by Morning, though. Always looking up court, finds Sydney. And Sydney really attacked the basket on that transition.
Sydney with some classic Riverette shoes there with the yellow and green.
Look at that bounce pass. I mean, Sydney comes back and grabs it, and once he grabs it, just turned right to the rim. And I think he looks for contact.
I think he looks to go through people.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's looking for contact on him. I think he's going through.
No, that's round mound of rebound back in the day.
Sydney misses that second one, but the Riverette defense up high trying to trap.
See, this is more of the style Huron likes to play. If you bring the ball down low, they're going up, and they're going to take it all the way to the rack.
And that's Kinley Poole with the finish. Another three-point attempt from Kronberg. He hits. Answer for the Hornets.
That's second for Kronberg in the second half here. He's keeping that score close.
And there's Gurnett.
Oh, love to see Poole go down on the floor. This is the type of hustle that Coach Casham loves to see. You know, they're going to be tight to get this over a 10-second call, right? Wow, that was about 20 seconds.
They seemed, I wonder if the officials didn't seem to really be counting that, because it definitely had a feel of at least 8 or 9 seconds. There was a time on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was going back and forth, but Saline was the one team that had possession of it. And this Huron is not allowing them to get it over court. Again, you don't see somebody dribbling the ball, but Saline is a team that has possession of it. And you can see the ref right there in front of us not calling anything.
Long three-pointer missed there.
Oh, not a travel either?
And the Rats continue this high press, aggressive man-to-man defense. Kotuna, nothing but air on that one.
Well, Katuna's the biggest guy on the floor. With those glasses, he should be able to see right through to tomorrow. But, I mean, my goodness, that's where you need to be.
He saw that one. He saw where he needed to be there, right underneath the hoop, and Kotuna finishes. 47-27 now, 1:03 to go here in the third. And the Riverettes, offensively, they're going to want to try to get something a little more base than that.
Well, you say that, and Garnett he's a 45-plus three-point shooter. At one point of the season, he was top 3 in the state as far as percentages.
There's Morning up to Sydney, and Sydney finishes. Just the aggressive play and the heads-up play there.
Yeah, but you can see Morning on this dime right in front of us. That's his second one. He put some English on that one, like he was shooting a cue ball.
Does a great job of maintaining his body. And Morning up one more time, and he tries to send it down one-handed. No go, but he got everybody here in the Riverdome up.
Yeah, and like I said, this has a feel. Not like a conference game, but more like an exhibition game. And that was an exhibition play right there. But, I mean, for him to transition from just throwing a pass to catching and almost throwing it down, that's why Morning's name's on this key next to me.
Kotuna misses that last three-pointer going into the fourth quarter, and that's the end of 3 quarters of play here from the Riverdome. Just a little bit of a herky-jerky game, but we've seen flashes of great fun,
Better
exciting
defense
hoops.
with that group on the court right there, and I think that's the kind of energy that helps out the starters while they're preparing for districts.
And we'll see if the starters make it back in the fourth quarter play here at CTN Sports Game of the Week. Down low, looking into the middle for Denninger, and Denninger not to be deterred. Back to Denninger. Denninger, the alley-oop, just malice in her eyes, and that one lobs in. Denninger, Allie Denninger. Denninger received that shot, almost like Hakeem Olajuwon there.
Allmendinger Park is an 8-acre park located on Pauline Boulevard between Hutchins and Edgewood Avenue, southwest of downtown. It has a mix of open spaces and oak woods. The park contains softball fields, a restroom facility which is closed in winter, and a water fountain. It also features a play area nestled in an oak and hickory grove, a tennis court, and a basketball court. An accessible asphalt path connects a play area, picnic area, and restroom facility. In the spring, lilacs along the southwest edge blossom. Many folks come here to fly kites, run with their dogs, chase their kids around the baseball diamonds, practice martial arts, and picnic. The kids' playground makes a good birthday spot and provides plenty of shade. A favorite feature of the playground is the classic merry-go-round. There is a small shelter between the public restrooms that can be rented for meetings or food and beverage setup and includes a sink and refrigerator. Contact Park Rentals for information on reserving or hosting an event at Allmendinger.
Fourth quarter action getting going here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. You know it's a bit of a rout for the home team when we're discussing rat mascots and rat graphic design between the breaks.
Yeah, but that Letterman's jacket was classic. Regular school colors, none of this black or something like that. And then the river rat in the back on the top. He was a swimmer and a cross-country player. Runner. That's classic. I love it.
The rat was very angry. It's an agitated rat on that jacket, and I like it. I appreciate that. That's right. That's exactly right. That's how they do along the Huron River. Nonetheless, River Rats team back on defense, and they have been getting things back out there. There's a nice contested three-point shot. Caleb Brown out on that one.
And it looked like Mac pulled a little hammy on that play. He's walking right over to the bench. Oh, he's grabbing his shoulder. He's calling his own timeout, and this is exactly what you don't want to have happen in this kind of game.
Yeah, when the blowout is on, obviously you don't want anybody's skills to dull. You don't want any skills to diminish. But yeah, he's holding his shoulder. He's looking at almost his left bicep, maybe. Yeah,
let's see what happens here. It looks like maybe. I do not know because that's what I think he was grabbing his hamstring, but he was trying to stretch out his full arm there on that play. May have been injured before that.
It may have been injured before that. That may just be a case of a pulled muscle or just maybe a tweaked tendon, ligament type thing. Or it might just be maybe he hasn't been getting enough Gatorade the last few days. These guys have been on break, so he might be a little dehydrated. He's just got a muscle cramp in there.
Well, they're too young for that. They don't need breaks.
That is true.
Yeah, these guys can play all day long, but again, that's something that we'll probably not see Mac anymore. And that's an oddity to say when the all-time leading scorer goes out on a play while he's trying to rebound the ball.
Costigan hit both free throws.
And let's see if we could see this. This is the foul right there on Brown.
River Rats back on offense. Dom looks to pass but puts up the shot. Jordan Kiefer offensive board.
Good hustle, but they need to get the ball up here to Joey. Kuntz has not hit a bucket yet. He's a senior out there. We need to see 25 hit a bucket.
Yeah, one of the lone seniors getting back out there that hasn't seen tons of playing time tonight.
He's got the best hair on the floor, though.
Agreed. Kiefer, another offensive board, sends that one in off the elbow.
You don't see Jaden do that too often, put the ball on the deck and score inside the three-point line. But man, what a touch. And now this team is playing a lot solid, more sound defense. You can see them moving their feet and switching when they need to.
I was just watching how these guys were set up inside and how they were switching coming off of picks. And a nice block down low, everybody talking, everybody in the right position. And Gerzowick takes advantage of the solid defense, lays that one in.
Yeah, and Huron makes that the old adage, you don't have to be big to play big. Look at Brown, second consecutive possession that he is just blocking shots and Dom finishing shots.
Those two plays just running back, almost identical. Blocks by Brown down low, Gerzowick up the side. Everybody knows where he's at. Everybody knows where he's going. Finishes on an easy bucket.
Yeah, and here we go with the left-handed scoop shot. Second one by Dom. Looking over at the bench, they do have a little bit of ice on Makari's shoulder. So that's something you definitely just didn't want to come in and hear about out of this game. The one thing you can't have as a Huron coaching staff or a fan is to hear that somebody's been injured, any of these seniors.
Yeah, up 55-29 right now, the Rats are. And I don't think we're definitely not going to see more anymore tonight.
No,
that's a done deal. I wouldn't be shocked if a few more of those starters
But this
are
is
not
what we've
in
been
there.
seeing a lot of tonight. Look at Brown. The apex goes right up. I mean, if I'm an offensive player, you maybe got to hang on that one because he just floated up and got the block.
Brown, he's just so long, and he's got those ups, too. What he showed, you saw he got those long legs up, and that arm out there, really tough to go over him if he's got that ball timed right.
Anxious to see how long these players will stay out here after one injury already to one of your seniors and being up by so many points. It might be sooner than later that we see some of the other role players get in.
Yeah, currently 5:22 to go in this one from the River Dome. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out on YouTube or on CTN, wherever you're seeing us.
Still love that highlight we saw at halftime. That highlight package of Mac, I mean, kudos to our super producer, Rob Cross, for putting that together last minute.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Just showing off those editing chops, those graphic design chops, the motion graphics, everything going on down there. Well put together and well deserved from
exactly. Very well earned and deserved. And I mean, we don't get a chance to usually see a player of his caliber 3 but 4 years. I mean, that guy's been playing at one school for 4 years. And a lot of times you see kids transferring, and man, for my money, that was all ball.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate call for the Rats. And now we've got some solid boxing out.
I was
going to
say the same thing. Did you see Kiefer?
Everybody
took his man across the lane.
Jaden Kiefer up to Gerzowick. Gerzowick trying to make something happen. Kiefer shot in motion. Gets his own board back from the free throw line. Second chance happens.
Well, the shooter always knows where the ball's going to go, and you can see Kiefer track that one down, easily put it back up and in. But again, I don't know about the coaching staff for Saline and playing zone against this type of squad.
Long three hit there, Costigan. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't Costigan. That was Broderick Calder.
What?
There's an up over to Kiefer.
That was
Kiefer
a no-look alley-oop, man.
Kiefer had a little smile on his face about that, like, hey, maybe a little too high there.
I'm the three-point shooter, man. I'm not Dom. I'm not hanging up like KB up on the rim.
Hey, Jaden Kiefer wants to give it a try, too. Everybody else has pretty much. Here you see Yassine Issa about to ball up defensively up high. Gerzowick with that long reach, just a pest to any point guard up top.
And good conversations in between the players. They're talking and moving and not losing sight of ball, man, basket. These are things you got to keep in your head if you're going to be a good defensive team.
And that's just speaks to the program at Huron, just year after year after year. If you're coming through this program, you know how to talk and how to communicate.
Watch this alley-oop. And Kiefer, I mean, he barely got the bottom of the net on that one. I mean, did he catch him off surprise, or just the action wasn't even going to be in the legs and getting up?
So I'm just going to say I guess he caught him off surprise, but
okay.
Maybe Kiefer doesn't quite have that apex to his jump there.
No, he's more of that Larry Bird type of jumper. I mean, I'm going to sit in the corner and launch trays.
Granat off the miss on that last Huron possession. That's Calder again, back rim. Offensive board, Saline. No looker into Calder. Calder tries to back his way in on Sidney, excuse me. Tough to move Sidney.
Yeah, it really is.
If you're trying to back him down, you really need to come with it. You really need to put a lot of momentum into that.
And Sidney plays 3 or 4 different people. He'll play the guard, he'll play the center, he'll play the point forward, no matter what. And watch this. He didn't move anywhere. I mean, the foul had to actually be on 12, right? They had to call that on King.
I didn't hear the call, but yeah, there's no way they called that on
Sidney. No. And again, box out. I love that.
Yeah, their messages were sent at halftime for sure. Yassine Issa, another 3-point attempt.
Haven't seen one he hasn't liked either. I mean, he gets behind the line, the ball is going up.
He's feeling it tonight, to be sure. They're going to let him keep shooting.
Well, Saline, they got one of their goals out of the way. They matched 34 points. That's what they scored the first time these two teams matched up. And they're holding Huron down. I mean, defensively, Huron hasn't scored as many points as they did at Saline.
And there you saw Issa trying to find somebody, look down low.
You know what? I think because of Issa not playing as much all season long, his vision is a little bit off from where his players might be going and moving.
Well, his vision probably not quite as sharp as what we've seen from some of his teammates, like you said. Exactly. But I definitely think the conditioning is part of it. We've seen him suck and win coming up the sideline here. And that's not his fault. Again, coming off that injury, you only can be in such good a shape.
That one will be called on Garnett, I believe, on the arm, on the shot there.
Yassine Issa exits this game. Might be the last game for him here at the Riverdome. All of his coaches dapping him up, giving him hugs, giving him all the love that he so rightly deserves for the time that he's put into this team and this program.
Yeah, and we finally have a court full of underclassmen, but Joey Kuntz is still inside. Got to get him the ball. 25 right here, baby.
Sidney now to Knudsen. Knudsen stutter step goes in, draws a couple of players in, draws the foul, and he's going to go to the line.
That was another heady play by a sophomore named Nate Sidney. I mean, he knew who to get the ball to, drew the people to him, and he finds the one senior, the lone one, still that's not on the scoreboard, trying to help him up.
And there Knudsen hits the first of 2. Hornets will have a big transition here. 5 players in, 5 players out.
I didn't know if they travel with 5 players. I mean, they have about the same amount of coaches over there as they do players.
It's one of the smaller squads you're going to see out of the Hornets in recent years.
Yeah, and exactly when you say that, because the school is so large, they usually, their football team brings out 100, and maybe some of these guys played football and just got too tired to stay on the squad, because this has not been a banner season for Martin Merritt.
Well, this season probably hasn't went the way they wanted, but it's not like it's historically a bad program. And we've seen a lot of good ball out of Saline in the last 5-6 years.
I agree with you. They were one of the 2 teams that beat Huron last year, Pioneer being the other one that won twice.
Yeah, so just maybe a transition season for the Hornets, and they're going to try to reload coming into next year. Foul on the ball.
Yeah, Kinley Poole we could hear the slap at the back of the stands on that one. I mean, he left a mark when he reached in on this one, folks. Watch this one. He comes across the body, and he hit him all up in the lip, I think, too.
And Kronberg knew it. Kronberg, he got hit, and he looked right up like, hey, you got to call that.
Hey, if they're going to call a foul, earn the foul. And that's what don't get a cheap one.
That's right. They're not right. They're not calling cheapies tonight, so you gotta get it for you. Kronberg hits the first.
Last player to check in for the River Rats is Marvin Fox, the third. He's on the court now, number 30. See if he can get into the box score this last minute and 24. That's what I mean about, Sidney. Comes out here, and now he's leading the thing. I know he's a sixth man, but he doesn't shy away from the ball.
Gurnett with a man on his face. He's thinking he wants to shoot.
Oh, yeah. He's inside the half-court line. He's in his range.
There he is from the corner. No go, and the Hornets are going to try to, with 1 minute left, push up and try to get as much as they can out of this one.
Good defense there by Kuntz. He's running the court. He wants to get more points.
There's Knudsen, no go. Gets his own rebound, though. Sends it out to Gurnett.
That's good.
Gurnett hits front rim. And the Hornets will be up with 33 seconds to go, trying to get something to go in. There's another chance. That one hits for the Hornets. Kronberg, he's been pretty big for Saline so far in the second half. Now we'll see Sidney, though, just going to dribble this one out. And that'll mostly dribble out this winter season of CTN Sports Game of the Week. Obviously, we've got a key player to give away. Kevin Bryant will be out there. But as usual, I just need to thank everybody that makes this one possible. Mo El Masri, Tim Katsumi, the guy on camera, Mike Rack, Focus Davis out there, Mitch Swords Mazer doing audio replay, and of course Rob the Boss Cross. Stick around, we'll see the hand slaps right now, but Kevin Bryant will have key player of the game coming up right after this.
Okay, and welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Weekend. I'm biased on this guy because he has my nickname. They call me KB, but this man right here, you earned the key player of the game tonight, man. Caleb, tell me a little bit about tonight being senior night for you.
It meant a lot to us, just coming out here was our last game as seniors at the Dome. We wanted to come out here and win and off a good streak for the playoffs.
First time being undefeated in the SEC Red. I know that had to be one of the goals of the season, right?
It was, to win the SEC, and that's what we did.
So on to the next one. This is a team you might see again in Saline and districts. What do you think you learned from tonight?
I think we did good all around. We were a little undisciplined on defense, but just wrapping that up a little bit, we're going to be good for the playoffs.
This guy is way too hard on himself. You saw the block party that he was putting on. Only 8 points, but he matched that in blocks. So he is our key player of the game. You go ahead and initial that. Nick, back to you.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and thank you to everybody who tuned in to this edition of CTN Sports Game of the Week. From the River Dome, the River Rats complete a perfect league season with a victory tonight over the Hornets, 59-41. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next edition of CTN Sports Game of the Week.